Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the stock market. Like we said, it started with the Greeks, as usual. The Greeks were the first ones that started going out on these ship expeditions. And what these shipbuilders were doing, were going, hey, you invest a little bit in us, give us a little money, and then whatever spoils we get, you'll get it back. So that was like the first incarnation of what's going on. It's like we spread the risk around.
Right.
But then if it comes back with a lot of spoils, you get a lot of spoils. So people would throw up a little loot and say maybe they'll bring back some good spoils.
Here's why I think the Greeks like sports is because they like to stretch. That's the stretch, cuz.
I think it's the truth.
I think it's, no, because what the truth is the stock market started in Antwerp, Belgium in the 1500s.
But I will find a way to link it back to something similar to it that started in Greece.
And I will find a way to link any topic to a waffle. So, Antwerp, Belgium was home of one of the world's first true stock exchanges in the 1500s. Merchants met at the Beurs, B-E-U-R-S, which I just see beers, of Antwerp to trade commodities, debts, and bills of exchange, making it a precursor to the modern stock market. Now, I want to ask you, cuz, what is a commodity?
A commodity?
Because you're a hot commodity.
Yeah, because a commodity is something that, you can get some value out of. It's a commodity. It's valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say someone's a hot commodity, you say it's valuable.
Yeah, so commodities, something valuable, and then a debt. See, the thing is with
it's
debt,
basically raw materials, basic resources, agriculture, and mining products, which are valuable.
They're valuable. So oil, coffee, wheat, these are commodities. And back then, that was kind of like almost like a bartering system. It's like it wasn't all about paper money, and because they didn't even have crypto back then.
No, they had no crypto. They didn't. How come they never threw poos on the stock exchange?
They should have.
It's a hot commodity.
It is. I was thinking the same thing.
It's a resource.
Yes,
yeah,
it really is.
And you can really, like, if it's abundant, if it's a good year and there's a lot of toots, then the value goes down.
Right.
But if the toots are, if like religion takes over and there's few toots,
right,
then
the value of the
value's going to go up.
Goes up.
Yeah, it goes up.
Now, because here's the thing, cuz, is I got to be honest with you, is even still to this day, I've tried to read some books on, I've tried to understand the stock market. It's like these brokers and all that, what they do is they've created another language.
Right.
Because even the word commodities, that makes people go, what does that mean? I must know what that means. Here, take 1% of my money. But if just a quick Google search, you see, if they said Antwerp to trade oils, coffees, and value and goods, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. But when you say commodity, now I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Exactly. You got securities, you got bonds. You're like, what is all this stuff?
Right. So why don't we, Jesse, if we can we pull up?
Can you pull up the translation from Yiddish to English?
Yes, Yiddish to English. And can you just pull up some stockbroker terms, what they are and what they mean? If you just throw that into ChatGPT, because I want to teach the fans here at History Hyenas. We are at the ChatGPT slots. I want us to kind of be able to get through this together because a lot of this stuff really is just that. It's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the same thing as like pharmaceuticals when they name their new pill some crazy pharmobibotal, and you just want to go, just call it a penis pill.
Yeah.
Or they call it Zakalakapov or Escalopacurtempidem. You just call it a happy pill.
Right.
Just call it just call it
do you know what a moratorium is? If I say there's a moratorium, you're a smart kid, so you will know.
I do know what a moratorium is.
But like people will say there's a moratorium on something.
Just say we stop fighting.
Just say pause.
Yeah, just say
if
pause.
you just say we paused it, then people understand. But you want to say moratorium because you don't want me to know what that means, and you want me to have to take the extra step and say, now what is a moratorium? Because you think I'm a moratorium.
Yeah, you're exactly. Yeah.
So just know, if you're listening to this podcast, that we are here to teach you. We're going to do the work for you here because there's a lot of words that these elites use because they just want to keep you down so they can stay up. But we're here to break through that barrier, baby. That's why I'm wearing a Darryl Strawberry jersey. I'm ready to do coke.
Yeah, what they do is it's just a layer of bullshit you got to peel back, right? It happens when people want to keep something exclusive. It happens when they want to sell you something. It's like when you see a Red Bull commercial, stop jumping out of a plane. Just market it correctly. Say, hey, did you used to do coke and you don't want to do coke anymore?
Right.
Did you have an alcohol problem and you don't anymore? Order a Red Bull.
It's what it is.
That's who drinks Red Bull.
Yeah. Even the word stock. Yeah. Even the word stock. A lot of people like stock market. I don't even know what that means. All a stock really is something that signifies ownership in a corporation. If they just called it, you're an owner.
Yeah.
You're an owner, we would get it.
Yeah. Just
the owner's market.
Yeah. The owner's market.
Right.
Say you're a minority owner.
Right.
Yeah.
So a common stock is a type. See, even in the definition, common stock, a type of equity security that represents ownership and voting rights in a company. Even ChatGPT is trying to fuck us.
Yeah, it's just make it simple. Just call it a slither of company.
That's what
you
it is.
own.
You're
a
just
slither.
Getting a little piece of it.
You're getting a little piece of the action.
That's all it is.
Yeah, just call it a toe wetting ownership piece.
Yes,
you got your toe in it.
Yeah, it's just what it is. So equity, the value of an investor's holdings in the account minus any borrowed funds. So now they're making me do math.
I don't even know what that means.
That's what I'm saying. So equity just means how much money, like if you have equity in a home, how much money you've paid into the home by yourself versus how much money, to know your equity in a home, you take out a mortgage, right? What's a mortgage? The bank's giving you money. Say your house is $100,000 and you took out an $80,000 mortgage. That means the bank gave you 80 grand for the house.
Right.
So, but you're paying little by little. When you pay your mortgage every month, you're paying a piece of the interest because the bank's charging you money for that 80 grand. Right. And a piece goes to the interest and a piece goes to the principal, which is the actual ownership of the house. That's your so that'll be your equity. The mortgage minus what principal you've paid.
So just call the bank what it is.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a loan shark that's not Italian that won't break your legs if you don't pay.
It's what it is. Because instead of the loan shark being Vinny the Ear, the loan shark is JP Morgan.
Right.
It's the same thing, cuz.
Yeah, that's it.
What they're saying is basically, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, they'll throw you out in the street, but they won't break your legs, and that's all there is to it.
That's what
it's the difference.
No, that's what it is.
It's a legit loan shark.
They break the legs of your credit.
Yeah.
And they say, well, now you're in a little thing we like to call bankruptcy, a little thing called foreclose.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah.
No big deal. We're breaking it down for you, giving it to you in the colloquialisms.
Scroll down a little bit. A lot of people have also heard bull market versus bear market versus volatility.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what that means.
I thought it was a gay market.
Right. Exactly.
I thought it was a niche gay bears and bulls.
Right.
Because there's bears in the gay community.
100%.
Yeah, and there's dolphins. They have no hair. Those are usually Chinese and Asian.
Yeah, that's why the very first time I went down to the stock exchange, when I traveled in for my very first excursion into the city from Ridgewood, which was a big deal, I remember it very well. I of course just wanted to see, because I had heard a lot about them. I wanted to see where the gay bars were. So I saw the bull with its balls out, and I thought this is where the bars are.
That's what I thought.
But it turns out that the bull is there.
I thought it was to invest in butt plugs and Rosie O'Donnell cruises.
Right. That's what
I thought.
That's what it is.
That's what I was wrong.
Yeah. So bull market means a market condition where prices are rising or expected to rise. Mm-hmm. A bear market is a market condition where prices are failing or expected to fall. And volatility is the degree of variation in a trading price over time. So volatility, you think about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's volatile.
Yeah.
It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Bear market, prices are falling. They're constantly falling and going down. So when it's a bear market, like when it's a bull market versus a bear market, which one is better to invest in?
And you know why they started calling it that?
Tell me.
Because the bears and the bulls used to fight, and the bear would duck down to bite, and the bull would just go forward.
There it is.
So that's what it is.